So we want to make sure that the doors and windows of Bridgeport City Hall were not only open to Mayor Cecil Joseph, but to all members of the Commonwealth of Dominica. And I've talked to Ruben. This is my last official luncheon that I'm hosting with friends. Friday, I've been here for 4 years and 8 months. I appreciate it, and I do love the people of the city of Bridgeport, but God has given me, and the people of Bridgeport has given me a great opportunity to help improve the quality of life for all. And I believe that's why folks like myself and your mayor get into the business that we get into. I've been fortunate. My parents, they're both deceased, but my mother stayed home, and my father worked and dug ditches, started with the gas company in Bridgeport, and then worked his way up. I've really come to appreciate the diversity in the city of Bridgeport, which includes folks from your hometown. I also come to appreciate the difference between the people who have and the people who have not. And that's probably where my greatest strength has been, because I made sure that I put myself right in the middle of the people who have not and tried to address those needs first in this community. As a mayor, and your mayor will tell you, sometimes well, every day is challenging, but you do the best that you can do to help make your city, your state, your country a better place for the people who live there, the people who work there, and the people who raise a family there. So I asked the mayor to come back and bring some friends with him and some family and some workers, because I really wanted to recognize amongst his peers and folks from his community. So, Mayor, once again, thanks for coming back. One thing that I asked Ruben to do, Ruben's going to be staying here in my office with the next mayor. And I want Ruben to coordinate with Mayor Cecil Joseph and others an annual flag raising here at City Hall celebrating the independence of your country. I know that just happened, the anniversary was just, what, a couple of months ago, a month ago? A week ago. And, okay. Ruben?
Yes, sir.
So whoever you need to work that out with, it can be done in post haste because it was in November, or a ceremony can be held come next November. But I think that your flag should fly over City Hall for at least 30 days, celebrating your independence and letting the people of Bridgeport and the area know that we are celebrating your independence here in the city of Bridgeport. Now, if I may, Mayor, if you could stand next to me. It's with great honor that I read this and present this to Mayor Cecil Joseph and your friends. This reads, whereas the city of Bridgeport has drawn tremendous strength and vitality from the wide range of cultures that flourish in our great city, the Dominican community of Greater Bridgeport, Connecticut, has contributed enormously to the cultural enrichment and growth of our community here in Bridgeport for many years. Whereas Cecil Alexander Joseph is the mayor of the city of Roseau, director of the Dominican Port Authority, and vice president of the Dominica Labor Party. And whereas for many years, Dominicans living in our community have embraced our city and demonstrated their commitment to be good fellow citizens and work for the common good in the best interest of the American tradition. Whereas the city of Bridgeport is looking forward to continue to grow a strong and fruitful relationship with the Dominican American community. Now therefore, I, John Fabrizi, Mayor of the City of Bridgeport, hereby proclaim today, Tuesday, November 27, 2007, as Mayor Cecil Joseph Day in the great city of Bridgeport. It's your day, Mayor.
First of all, let me just say thank you to the Almighty God, creator of both heaven and earth. All praises must be given unto him and not to man. And second of all, I want to say thank you to the persons who saw it fit in making sure that I was part of this world, and that's my mom. I just want to say thank you, Mom, for bringing. And my adopted father who saw the need when at one time I felt there was no need for school, and kept me abreast and made me understand that with life you must be empowered. And today I've seen that I've assisted the lives of the ordinary folks of my country. I just want to say thank you to my adopted father, Mr. Philip Mann. My brothers, I think they have been stalwarts, have been always championing whatever I do, because as the bigger brother, whatever I do must be correct. And they have supported me in every means possible in making sure that I remain focused and steadfast in having some Christian principles in whatever I do, in making sure that the lives of many other persons are much more comfortable. So to my brothers and my sister, she's not here now, and my adopted sister, I just want to say to you all, thank you very much. There's a special lady who, every time I get to the United States, has worked in making sure that I meet from Congress people to the people of the local and the people of the multinational. And she has done it in a very good way, where now I can almost enter into New York, Brooklyn, and sit with the president of Medgar Evers, sit with other multinational companies, presidents and the chairman, and also to meet ordinary persons on the roadside who can give my country some assistance one way or the other. And I really want to say thank you to Jean Joseph. Jean Joseph is a true Dominican who is looking out for Dominican to make sure that Dominica gets the best kind of representation. So I just want to say to you, Jean, thank you. And I'm very happy that today also that I have my son here. It's not very often that you find persons who are in the political life that their children appreciate it, because they are always left behind. And my son will be the first to tell you that I never took care of him, because I felt that it was more important to take care of the life of other persons, because I know that he had the opportunity to make sure that life would be better for him. So I just want to say to my thank you for being here to witness. I remember when I decided to come to the United States, I mentioned to the mayor that I was going to bring a representative of the government, and to make sure that the government has a true representation as to what is happening in the city of Bridgeport to the folks of the country of Dominica. And the most appropriate person I felt at the time that I could bring along with me, as in before she was the Minister of Community Development, Gender Affairs and Information, I know that she was very much involved in the issue of tourism and had a passion in developing Dominica's tourism. But even worse now, today, she is the Minister of Gender Affairs, Culture, and that's why today she's wearing our national outfit, those of you all who may not know. And those of you all who may be aware of this individual, Lauren Bannis Roberts, she has been a stalwart in championing Dominica's movement for development. And wherever she goes, she brings a document, a paper, something to represent to the other persons for Dominica that Dominica requires or requests some assistance. And I'm sure that when she speaks here today, she's going to do just the same to the mayor. I know that Friday will be her last day, But we have Ruben Ifas who's going to also understand what we as a people really want to see our country and our beautiful people move forward. Mr. Mayor, I want to say to you that the very first time that I met you, I was very much impressed in the manner in which you did things. You did things not like how the other folks would do it, and I call that unconventional. Not too many times that you'd call a mayor, not knowing where the individual comes from, and will accept you to your doors. I remember that my brothers made a call and said that the mayor of the city of Roseau didn't know where Roseau was, didn't know where Dominica was, but you said that your door was wide open. And what really impressed me was the fact that you were not interested in running election again. So it wasn't, you were not doing something to impress the electorate so that they would get the votes. So I want to say to you, Mr. Fabrizi, that today is your last day, but I know it will not be your last day in making sure that the ordinary people of Connecticut and maybe the wider circle of the United States receive the kind of attention that they require. Because I've read quite a lot of your documentaries, quite a lot of your information that you have sent to me as to what you are doing as mayor for the people of Bridgeport. And I want to say to you that it only takes a man who understands those who have and those who do not have as to how to bridge the gap and to make everyone happy. And I want to say to you, sir, that today that you are living the fold, but I can guarantee you that once God gives you that long life, that your name is going to go down in the history books, making sure that persons will understand what you as an individual meant in bringing forth the city of Bridgeport. But what I would like to ask of you, sir, is, and wherever I go, I do make mention of it, because I don't only look at myself as a city mayor, and I don't look at myself as only a Dominican, but I look at myself as a Caribbean individual who looks towards the benefit of some Caribbean people who may not be able to speak very loudly. And I'm talking on the issue, just quickly, sir, on the issue of the people of the Republic of Cuba. I know that because I've met a number of Cubans in Bridgeport itself, who may have moved or migrated from Cuba to here, or from Miami to here, because many people are looking for safe havens. And in your own locality, in your own way of getting things done, that I would like you to also assist in championing the cause of a number of persons in Cuba by requesting of your government and your people, your administrators, that let us look deeper now into the embargo that is placed on Cuba 50 years ago. I think the embargo is archaic. I think the embargo needs to be released, because the people of Cuba, they themselves are saying that they would like to be much more empowered. They would like to play a bigger role into the development of the rest of the world. While they are doing it under serious embargo, while they're assisting in education, while they're assisting in medicine, while they're assisting in infrastructure, with the limited resources that they have in terms of economics, but with the high level of vigor that the people of Cuba have in wanting to make sure that the world that they live in is a better world. I would like to request of you, sir, that you two come on board with me to request of the United States, the people of Congress, that we should now work towards seeing a freer, a better Cuba and a better Caribbean. Because Cuba is just about 90 miles away from the mainland, and we would like to see what the relationship that the Cubans had with the Americans and vice versa, that it continues. Because we know that the flag of Cuba is the same color of the flag of the United States. We know that there's a capital in Washington, and there is one in Havana. And I'm saying so because I just came from Cuba, and hearing from the voices of the people of the Cubans, they are really literally requesting that the United States does assist them in removing the sanction and the amount that they know have at this time that is really stifling them. So in closing, I want to say to us Dominicans that we have gotten the opportunity where we can reside. And I want to say to Dominicans that wherever I go, that once we give the opportunity to reside, let us respect. Because out of respect, persons are going to appreciate us. Out of appreciating who we are, persons want to know about our culture. They want to know about our heritage. And by knowing that, that creates relationships. And those kind of relationships that we are in Dominica at this present time looking for is relationships where we can see persons coming on board in not only assisting us economically, because as I always tell people, money doesn't always solve the problem, because we know of families with huge sums of money, but at the end of the day, there's no love among them. What we're looking for is relationships where we can create, where we can be genuine among each other, where we can call each other and be supporters of each other. And I'm just trying to say to us as a Dominican people, let's look at ourselves, let us do some introspection and see what kind of relationship that, one, we have with the community that we live in the United States, and two, let's look at the relationship that we have in terms of our people back home. Now is the most appropriate time while we are in the development of 30 years of our development, 30 years of independence. I know the minister is going to inform you about it in a while, but I'm requesting of every Dominican, let us play a part in Dominica's development. Let us see what we as persons who are there can see how we can really contribute towards the development of Dominica. If we can do it in education, let us do it in education. If we can do it for scholarships, let us do it for scholarships. If we can do it by assisting one home, let us do it by assisting one home. But I believe that we should not find ourselves in the United States and figure out that the end of the world is here for us. Let us look at to those persons who are looking for the opportunities like you have, and to make sure that we as a people live a stronger life. I just want to say to you, Mr. Fabrizi, that Mrs. Mann, can I get the flag, please?
Oh.
The tea. Mr. Fabrizi, on behalf of the people of the city of Roseau and the extension of Dominica, I'm going to give you a replica of Dominica's flag. The flag, I would like to tell you what it represents. As you can see, sir, that there are stars. These are 10 stars. They are not 10 states. They are 10, we call them parishes. For some persons, they can say province. The red in this here represents the blood of the people. The parrot says that, it's called the Cicero parrot, it says that it's an indigenous bird to us. It's the only bird found in the Caribbean, and if it is to leave our shore, from the moment it leaves our shore, it will die. The yellow in our flag represents the Caribbean people and the sun. The black represents both the soil in which the people, the black people work, and we are very proud of that soil because it is the agricultural product. The white in the flag represents our waterfalls, our rivers, our rainforests. And the green represents everything in Dominica in terms of vegetation. So these are what we have, and I just want to thank you very much, Sue, for giving us the opportunity as a Dominican people to be here with you. And in closing, I really want to say thank you because I've been fighting for that for a very, very long time, and I'm happy that I'm able to do that, to see that our flag on the 4th of November will be hoisted.
It will.
And for the rest, of the people of Connecticut to know that there's a country called Dominica and not the Dominican Republic. That's it. We assist in making people know who we are as a true people. Thank you once again.
You're very welcome.
And when we're through, we'll have Ms. Severa doing a cultural activity for us, and the Minister for Culture will be giving us a few remarks.
Okay, well, let's have some lunch.
You want to do lunch first or do remarks first?
Oh, whatever, however you want to work.
For receiving that on behalf of the government of the
Thank you. I look forward to looking through this with such great heart and such great passion. And I love to see public officials who have that spark, that energy, that fire, and that love for the work that they do and the people whom they serve. And madam, I can tell you that you have that. I want to thank you for
Here we go. 30 years we celebrate. Reunion 2008. The spotlight is on
Mr. Cecil Joseph for making this possible. Sisters, I'm honored to have been part of the organizing committee. For week after week we met on Sundays, and there's a family that was very gracious here in Bridgeport, the Mann family, who fed us, who drove us, who really took care of us. Dominicans, show some love to the Mann family. This effort has been one of volunteerism, it has been one of patriotism, and so someone is going to do some local thanks, and he's going to introduce the mayor who's going to do final thanks. The thing about it is, we want Talia and Maya to give you half an hour of entertainment, because this is about having a good time. But the person, one of the people most instrumental in doing this, putting the stage under our feet and just working in the city, who has been so gracious, the policemen, everybody here who has made this event happen, is Mr. Mann. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome on stage David Mann.
Good afternoon. I want to thank all of you guys for coming out this afternoon. In a very special way, I want to thank the William brothers in a very special way. They help us to mount the stage. I want to thank all the members of Dotsac, the committee members of Dotsac. You all know yourselves. I want to thank you all very much. Without you, it's not about me, it's about us Dominicans. Without you, this program would be nothing. So I want to thank you members of Dotsac. I want to thank Telly and Meyer, and I want to thank the band of VOG in a very special way for playing for us. And not forgetting Johnny 2K, who has bigged up this thing night after night. And we just want to thank everybody for coming out this afternoon. Thank you very much. Now we call on the Mayor, Cecil Joseph.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you again. It's my intention, and I should say here this evening, it's my intention to declare every 4th Sunday in September Dominica Day in Connecticut. And I can guarantee you, Dominicans, that you'll see my face again next year raising the flag of Dominica in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And I can also guarantee you, for those of you all who may not be able to come to Dominica for the World Creole Music Festival or for Carnival or for any other thing, that the 4th Sunday in September will make you feel like you are in Dominica. It's the intention to bring culture strong into Connecticut. It's the intention to make the artists of Dominica, wherever you are in the United States, to bring you on the 4th of September in Bridgeport, Connecticut, so that the other folks in the United States will know what we have. Because it's important for groups like this, VOG, Telly and Meyer, to be known in the international circles. And I can guarantee you, in the next 2-3 years from now, that you would see the media of the United States coming here to see what we are actually producing. Because I know tomorrow that those of you who are here are going to tell those who are not here that you missed something. And
And I can guarantee you that the media of Bridgeport, Connecticut, New York, wherever they are, will come to associate with you to ensure that we see something grand for Dominica. We are going to do it in the Dominica way, the way that we know it best, because we are a country with strong heritage, strong culture, and I can guarantee you, you will be proud to be a Dominican living in the United States. So once again, I want to thank you very much, because today made me feel elated, made me proud to be a Dominican, because that's the very first time outside of Labor Day that I saw so many Dominicans in one spot, changing ideas, speaking of one another in a positive way. And I can guarantee you, what you have done here today is a history, is a milestone, and out of that milestone, we are going to have a bigger victory for the future. May God bless you, and I thank you.